So, it's no surprise to anybody here, the Epstein files just got worse. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, my name's Dr. Ian Phillips, and today we got some breaking news for you. So, Trump's DOJ appears to have been spying on a journalist who exposed the 2008 Epstein sweetheart deal, which is where Epstein got the most lenient prison sentence possible. Dude is like, he's like on work release and everything, super low sentence. I think it only served like 13 months or something. Absolutely ridiculous here. And we have this journalist here, an investigative reporter from the Miami Herald, who exposed this whole thing. And she's saying that the Trump DOJ was monitoring her likely in 2019 after she exposed the deal that Trump's labor secretary, Alex Acosta, reached with Epstein. And you can see here, we got her flight logs and flight records here actually inside of the Epstein files here. And so she tweets out on X, or as I like to say, Twitter, does anybody at the DOJ want to tell me why my American Airlines booking information of flights in the July 2019 are part of the Epstein files attached to the grand jury subpoena? As the flight itinerary includes my maiden name and I did book this flight, why was the DOJ monitoring me? Oh my God, guys. I mean, this is something that is just, it's so bloody bad. And like, if this doesn't show you just how absolutely terrible this administration has been handling things, either in this term or the last, then I don't know what does. And there comes a point in every free society where the conduct of the state becomes more alarming than whatever threat it claims to be protecting us from. And the moment a government holds the private flight information of a citizen who has committed no crime, right, indeed, whose only public act was to help expose the wrongdoing, is a moment where the burden of justification shifts entirely onto those in power. And in a functioning republic, the press investigates, the powerful, and the powerful do not, without explanation, just collect the itineraries of the press. This is the central obscenity in the situation here. The state appears to have acquired information that it had no moral grounds to seek and no constitutional clarity to defend. It may well be that the data was obtained through lawful procedure, mass subpoena, but what it is to say is that something legal is not to say that is necessarily legitimate or the moral or the right thing to do. And so, we have lots of, examples of this throughout history here. But I think the 2008 Epstein sweetheart deal, right, it already stood as like this indictment of institutional cowardice, right? A man facing overwhelming evidence of crimes against minors receives a sentence that is better described as an inconvenience rather than a punishment. Right, this is complete with work release. Right, we had immunity for associates in a process so secretive that it violated the victim's rights. And so, what this journalist did here is, she says, "I'm pursuing the truth, and it's a public service here." And so, to see her flight information, just sort of, emerge later in these government documents here, right? It's not to say that maybe the government was spying on her, but what it is to say is like, look, the government was probably spying on her, and that is not okay, right? The government does not have justification for this, on any moral grounds, even if. Right, this is something that was legal. This is the sort of thing that should unite every single person across all political aisles. Right here, we should all be outraged at this, right? Because these are private citizens. This is no worse than the Patriot Act that we had, back when George Bush is in office, and now we're stuck, without the government even having to get warrants on us, and they're seizing our private information. And look, I can understand, like, maybe this was gotten legally, probably was, right? I mean, I know, like, if you're gonna ride a flight, for example, that third party could probably sell your information. I have no doubts. But what it is to say is the government shouldn't even be having this information to begin with. This is not something that they should have, but yet they're in possession of it, and it implies that maybe they were spying on this woman. And that is not okay, spying on members of the press like this. This is not good because she's the one blowing off the lid on this whole thing, at least in part here. And so, obviously, she's going to help get this Epstein case, reopened when they first start looking at the one that we all know today. And so this is bad. This is really bad, right? I mean, God, it's every single day it's something new. And of course, we're getting a little bit things that are a little bit less shocking as time goes by because there's so many different things in the actual documents that it's a little bit difficult to sort of parse out everything on like day one. And so maybe like the shock factor goes down every single day until we get the next batch released. But still, shocking stuff that's probably not too good. So with that said, guys, little suspicious, right? All these allegations are pretty suspicious. So yeah, we'll see where the wind takes us. But if you did enjoy the video, ladies and gentlemen, you did enjoy the reporting of this news. Obviously, correct me if I got anything wrong. But hey, be sure to hit that like and the subscribe button and try to get us to 400 subscribers. And Dr. Phillips, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.